Welcome back, you beautiful fucks. Good morning, because I'm actually recording this the morning this video is going out. I apologize. I had technical difficulties, so the video did not go out yesterday, and I don't have a separate video for today. So I'm going to try to get at least this one out, and maybe one later in the afternoon. If not, I'll do it tomorrow. Anyway, tomorrow will be GXK figures, the first look at them. Today, though, we're doing an unboxing. I have my first ever order from a company known as Beast of the East Collectibles. Maybe you've heard of them, maybe not. They are a Godzilla Bandai selling site. Similar to Showcase Daikaiju, if you know what that is. That's usually where I buy my figures from. But this is separate because they had some other figures that were in stock that other sites did not have, and they had it for good prices, so I decided to check them out. They kept popping up on Facebook. A few of the Facebook groups promote them. So I decided to give them a try, and it got in here. I chose the slowest shipping because it was also the cheapest, and it still got here relatively quick, I'd say. Only a few days, under a week, so that was good. And while we kind of look at this, we also have another thing to talk about. We have the season finale of Monarch, Legacy of Monsters. I'll say this right off the bat. The season finale was great. It was fantastic. Definitely had some great build-up, great moments. Definitely some of the highlights of the entire series. So I want to kind of give my thoughts here after we look at some of these figures about the entire Monarch, Legacy of Monsters series. Before we do that, though, we got right here the first figure that I wanted that was in stock that they had, which was EVA Unit 0. I have finally now completed the 3 EVA units, whatever the fuck it is. Do as you please, say as you please. I'll call them EVAs, like the EVA helmet. Get it? You Halo players. I just smacked the mic. But I have the 3 I wanted. I have Unit 0 now, Unit 1, and Unit 2. That's all I wanted. So I'm happy because it's been waiting a while to find this guy. He was out of stock on Showcase for a while. eBay had him, but they had a better price here for only $30. So I took it, and I'm happy with it now. So there's my Evangelion small collection of it completed for now. If they do angels, maybe I'll get some angels. But we're moving on right here. Clearly, you could tell I have the 1955 Godzilla, which is great. I already have the Anguirus, so that little set is now complete. And this figure looks amazing. I was really happy when they announced this figure because I wanted a 55 figure for the longest time. It was one of those suits that only got appreciated like once in the Bandai line. That was in a memorial box. So to see them finally re-release it. Oh, my voice cracked. Sorry. Just hitting these high frequencies. I don't mean to shatter your eardrums, folks. I'm sorry. Please don't file any complaints. But this figure is great. I have the ice version of it too. You've probably seen. A little size comparison there. I have the ice version. That came in like a 2-pack with another version of Anguirus. That was years ago when that came out. But to have like a normal colored version is great. Moving on, another figure that I've been waiting for a little bit to get is the -1 Goji suit. Or not really a suit, it's just CGI. But you know what I mean. -1. A fucking masterpiece of the year. Probably is the best movie of 2023. Let's be honest, because you had some good, like Oppenheimer and Barbie. There were some good ones. Guardians 3 was great too. But Godzilla, to have a Godzilla movie come out and it's being looked at as one of the like best movies of the year in terms of actual like quality. Like it's literally like a good movie. It's winning awards. It's on the short list for the Oscars. It's a big deal. So definitely got to buy the merch. I want a poster for -1 too. I didn't go see it in IMAX. I saw it in Screen X, which is still really good. But I didn't get the IMAX poster. But I just want a poster of it to put up because that movie's great. And I want the steel book when it comes out. They better release a steel book because I want to watch that movie again. It is just that good. Fantastic. One of the best Godzilla movies ever. Speaking of -1 still, this is another reason why I bought from Beast of the East. They had this guy in stock, and Goji was also out of stock for a while. And he was on eBay. He's higher priced than normal like figures. Like he's really popular, I guess. But then we have this guy. He was in stock. This is Godzilla before the nuke. Like, I love this figure. It looks great. I remember when this leaked out, though, or it wasn't even a leak. Bandai showed it off before the movie came out. People were like, oh no, they spoiled the movie. There's another kaiju. And you saw the movie. Turns out it's just Godzilla radiation. And then, but even after the movie came out and you figured out what it was, people were still saying, like, don't show the figure, it's spoilers. Personally, to me, I didn't think it's that much of a spoiler. Like, it doesn't really, like, it just says, like, oh yeah, that's Godzilla before he was radiated. It doesn't really spoil much. I don't know, that's just my opinion. I didn't think it was as big of a deal as other people. But there's the 4 figures I got, and I almost threw the box away, but then I looked back inside. Beast of the East provided me with a pen with their name on it. I still have this pen, and I will sign my checks with it. Yes, I use checks because that's how I have to pay my rent, and that's the only thing I use checks for. Because as nice as my apartment complex is, they don't have an online system. That's a little rant. That's completely unrelated. But Beast of the East, you get a thumbs up from me. These figures are great. Your shipping prices were good. Their prices in general are really good. So I'll definitely keep checking out the website when other figures come. So it's good to have choices when new figures come out. So definitely check them out if you have not. Beast of the East, they're great. So let's talk about Monarch really quick. So I told you guys I'll give like a whole review of the entire series. I'll kind of keep this brief because I'm not a perfect reviewer when it comes to really shows or TV or anything. So I'll say this. Overall, the show for me, out of 5, I give it a 4. And I do that because, it has some flaws. Some moments that are pretty slow, and maybe I don't really care about what's happening on the screen. But that only happens in a few episodes. Other than that, the characters are great. The monster scenes are cool, and that's the part that like really fascinates me. It's like it got to a point where the monsters are cool, but I'm more interested in what the humans are doing. When you can do that, that is amazing. And this show definitely many times accomplished that, where I was more interested when the humans were on the screen. And the monsters were fun, but, the human element carried it, especially the flashback scenes with the old Bill Randa and Keiko and Shaw. Like, those sequences were the best. The actors in this show, all of them, really carried. Even some of the characters that maybe some of us did not like. The modern day cast, those were the moments in there where maybe things kind of slowed down, but even then, like, they were great, and they still had some good moments in there that really like captivated me. So I really love this series. I give it a 4 out of 5. Damn near perfect. And just the final scene, the final episode, it's just an emotional, like, I ain't gonna lie, like I felt the tears coming in the one scene where, I won't spoil much, but they're in, you know what I mean. There's a reunion that happens, but during that reunion, some of this makes sense that people already watched it, but if you have not seen it, then it doesn't make any sense. There's a reunion, and it's a very emotional ride because at first you're like happy, but then it's reality. Things have to be said, and it's very tough. And then Godzilla's in it. Oh, it's just great. And the way it ends, it's like, oh wow, that's interesting. Like, I kind of want to see more. And I do suspect there will be a season 2 because this was Apple TV's like most popular show in December apparently. And every time a new episode would drop, it'd be the most popular show on their entire service. And it may have been the most popular show just for the entirety it was on Apple TV. So I think they're definitely going to want to do a season 2 if it's that popular, if it's the most popular thing on. I say popular a lot. I'm sorry. Take a shot every time I say popular. You'll be in the ER, probably in the ICU. But yeah, I definitely do think there's going to be a season 2, and I cannot wait because it's great. I do think, though, we won't hear about it for a while because they may want to wait to see how well the next movie does. But even then, I kind of think, like, Apple would probably want a season 2 regardless of how well the movie does. But anyway, we'll see. I recommend it. Watch it. If you have not, it's great. We're living in good times. Alright, guys. That is all I have for today's video. Again, I apologize for the delay. Maybe I can get one more out by the end of the day. Maybe my voice will stop cracking. But let's be honest, I've been cracking for a whole year. Anyway, guys, thank you all for watching. Tomorrow are the giant GXK figures that we'll be looking at. So stay tuned for that. Reach out to me on Instagram. It's down in the description. And I will see you all next time.